In this video, I'm going to take a day trip from Strasbourg to the beautiful town of Colmar. Lots of options in terms of getting to Colmar from Strasbourg. I think there's over 40 trains each day and they run some from sort of 5 AM till after 11 PM at night. Strasbourg train station isn't a massive train station, so we found it quite easy to navigate, easy to find the platform we needed to get to for our train. In terms of the train itself, this is an example of a regional train. We did actually travel across from Paris to Strasbourg using the TGV when we travelled in first class, so watch out for a video coming on that journey. But this regional train, yeah, it was comfortable, the seats on board were good, no complaints really. It's only a short journey down to Colmar, journey time is roughly 30 minutes. Like many people, I'm sure, we used Google Maps when we were in Strasbourg, also in Colmar and Paris. So after arriving at the station, it was about a 15-minute walk to get to effectively, which is the sort of the popular areas of Colmar. So about 15-minute walk from the train station. Ticket prices can vary depending on when you travel, but just to give you an idea, our return tickets from Strasbourg to Colmar for two people in second class were around €64. That's about 54 UK pounds. And it wasn't long before we started to see what Colmar is famous for. The stunning houses, the narrow streets, the cobble streets. Yeah, just a really beautiful place. We arrived having a rough idea of where we wanted to go, what we wanted to see. The first place we headed for was Petite Venise. We visited over Easter and as you can see it was a lovely day. The downside of these places, although they're stunning and really beautiful to visit, is you're not the only person that thinks that. So you will be joined by quite a few other tourists, and as you'll see throughout the video, quite a few of the places, the popular places, are quite busy. We still manage to see and do everything we plan to see and do. However, it's just when you go, especially if it's a nice day like this, just be prepared. It is going to be quite busy, and certainly that makes the restaurants busy, and you'll see later towards the end of the video some of the activities can also be very busy indeed. I would say Little Venice area was probably the most busy area we visited in Colmar. Very popular, very scenic, very photogenic, and hopefully this just gives you an idea. Due to the very narrow streets around this area, it does become quite congested indeed. Not all streets are like this, and this is only a 10-second walk from the area you just looked at, so that massively congested sort of bottleneck there. And then here you've got lovely restaurants. The streets are much quieter, so it's yeah, they're just certain areas, a bit of a bottleneck, really narrow streets. Doesn't take that many people to start sort of choking things up, but it's only small pockets. Also in this area you'll find this large market. So as you can imagine, it sells lots of cheese, fresh products such as fruit and vegetables. There's places you can grab some food, there's takeaway places for food, there's a sit down sort of restaurant. Yeah, so overall a really good, nice place just to spend sort of 15 minutes walking around, or to grab some food, grab some lunch. We then left the market and headed to our next stop, which was St Martin's Church. It's free entry and it's open from I think 8 AM till around 6:30 PM. I will put a link in the description below, so please check the opening times depending on the time of year that you visit. Coming towards us now, the small train is another activity we did while we were in Colmar, so keep watching the video for a review of that later on. This church dates back to the 13th century, and as is often the case with these type of buildings, really impressive inside, really impressive stained glass. There's also lots of features like the organ here, and there's lots of other features around the sort of building inside. So somewhere you can just spend some time, just sit in silence, and just have a look around this amazing interior. And then it was on to our next destination, Maison Pfister. All of the destinations I cover in this video are easily walkable. Some of them are just a sort of 5-10 minute walk between each. This house was built in 1537 and takes its name from the family that restored it and lived in it from 1841 to 1892. And these days, below the house, you'll find an off-licence selling wines and spirits. As I mentioned earlier, you're not the only ones that will be moving between these really nice locations, and even in between, the walk to and from your next destination. A lot of the buildings in Colmar really are really beautiful, and they're very photogenic. Lots of people taking videos, people like me creating YouTube content. So just be aware, in these congested areas, make sure you keep your phone if you put it on a lanyard. Make sure you look after your backpacks and stuff, because where tourists gather, then you can sometimes get pickpockets gathering as well. The next activity we decided to try out was the small train that travels around the centre of Colmar. There are actually two train companies that we saw. You saw the green one earlier at the church, and we took this white and brown one. It was €12 per person, and the tour takes roughly an hour, and I believe the green train company is a similar price and duration. This train tour starts and ends in the same destination, and you can see in the background there the Museum Unterlinden. So if you head towards that, then you should find where the train departs from. On board you have your individual headphones, and you also have different languages. The trains are designed to take 4 adults in each row. This looked very cramped. Certainly in our row there was just the 2 of us, but the row in front there was 2 people came quite late, and they sat next to the 2 people already in the front of us, and yeah, it was quite congested. Just something to be aware of. I think the green train was the same as well, actually. We've done a few of these different small train tours in towns. Due to the size of Colmar, would I say it's a good option? I don't think so. I think it's small enough. You get your bearings quite quickly just on foot. However, I can obviously, if you have young children, then it is quite a different way to see the town. If you don't fancy the train, then we noticed this option here as well, horse-drawn carriage, €7 per adult, and this tour takes 30 minutes. And just a 2-minute walk, it was our next destination, which is the Museum Unterlinden. Just to add, everything you see in this video we covered in one afternoon. So it's not a big place, and it's easily, like I said, walkable between each of these destinations. Entry to the museum is €13 per person, or €16 if you would like an audio guide as well. This is a very interesting museum and well worth a visit. I think it's the most popular museum in the Alsace region, and I think they have over 200,000 visitors per year. Inside the museum you'll find a large range of paintings, sculptures, wood carvings. They have a cafe in the museum, and the museum is also fully accessible for those with mobility issues. I will add links to all of the places we visited in Colmar in the description below, and that includes the final activity we undertook, which was a boat trip. We took this boat trip from the Petite Venise area, and a big thing to note about these boat trips is they're very busy, very popular. So you can pre-book by phone or by email When we arrived, we booked around about 12:30, and they were already booked up until around 5:30. But because there's only two of us, we managed to get on at 4:05 p.m. And when we came back about 3:30 p.m., they were already saying, turning people away because they were fully booked for the rest of the day and asking them to come back the following day. So if you are planning taking this boat trip, it takes about 25 minutes. It costs €9 per adult. Recommendation, ideally pre-book before or book as soon as you arrive, and you'll find the location in the La Petite Venise area. We felt this was just a really nice way to just end our visit to Colmar. Some stunning houses, scenery as you travel along the river. You basically just head out for about 15 minutes, turn around, and then head back to the point you left from. I really do hope you found this short video useful. If you have, please consider hitting a thumbs up, like the video, and also subscribe to my channel. I will be adding much more content on Strasbourg and on Paris, so if this sounds like something you'd also enjoy, then please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.